The annual wheel as a planning tool is round. The to-do list is straight. How will you make them fit together? You're listening to the Structure podcast done, and I'm the struktör as well as the public speaker David Stiernholm. In this week's episode, I tell you how you can bring your annual wheel into your to-do list. But first, when you set out to create better structure at work, there's a trap that it's common to fall into that will sidetrack you. But I know of a way to prevent that from happening. I'll tell you about it in a brief post on the Structure blog right now. There's a link to it in the show notes. An annual planning wheel is a format for illustrating what is to happen during a calendar year that is popular in some organizations, perhaps in yours. In the annual planning wheel, you see both events that recur year after year, such as budget work, performance reviews, and seasonal activities, and things that happen only this year. It's valuable to be able to see everything in one single view so that you can see how the various activities relate to one another and ensure that nothing clashes devastatingly. PowerPoint is a common tool to draw the annual rings in, and if you have taken the annual planning wheel work to a higher level than most, you have acquired a tool like, for instance, PlanDisk, which is one of the few that handles annual planning wheels in an exquisite way. Seeing the shared annual planning wheel is one thing, but how are you to keep track of all the detailed tasks you are responsible for, of everything that appears in the annual planning wheel? Of course, you want to bring those tasks in the place where you keep all the others, instead of having the annual planning wheel tasks somewhere off to the side. Of course, you want to bring them into your to-do list. It can be done. Do this. If you want to be able to see everything related to the annual planning wheel in one single view in your digital to-do list, you can create your own list in the list tool you use. In Microsoft To Do, it's called a list, and in Todoist and Asana, it's called project. Call it annual planning wheel, for instance. In the annual planning wheel list, create the tasks you need to do that are hidden behind the larger headings in your actual annual planning wheel. If you have your own lists or projects for the larger tasks you are responsible for in the annual planning wheel, for example, budget, year-end closing, and the like, put in the annual planning wheel list the actual start task for each larger task instead. For example, start the budget work or take the first step on this year's year-end closing. Then the activity will be visible in the annual planning wheel list without you duplicating the tasks in the main task. Then, make the annual planning wheel tasks recurring and set a deadline or due date for each one so they land in the right place during their year. And create labels or categories so that you have one category for each month. Put the correct month label on each task in the annual planning wheel list. If possible, in the tool you use, group and/or sort the tasks by label or category. And now you're done. You have now moved your own annual planning wheel into the list. It fits even though the wheel is round and the list is long and straight. Because if you move the essentials that concern you from your shared annual planning wheel into your to-do list, you will once again have all tasks in one place. Then you don't have to remember to constantly look at the shared annual planning wheel, which some of us would easily forget. You have an overview of everything and nothing falls between the cracks. How have you brought the annual planning wheel into your to-do list? Surely there are more ways to do this. I'm curious about yours. So please write to me at david@stiernholm.com and let me know. Thanks for today. And I look forward to seeing you again next week.